Let's start with the interesting remake that will be coming out in 2019. Hellboy is back, and for many this return is very, very bittersweet. Ditching Del Toro, Lionsgate brings the talents from director Neil Marshall, whose work in TV shows include doing episodes for Lost in Space, Westworld, Timeless, and Constantine. Oh, and Ron Perlman is now replaced with David Harbour in the titular role, who has made very movie performances in The Equalizer, Black Mass, Suicide Squad, and Sleepless. The trailer shows off some pretty R-rated action and establishes the impression that, yes, this is going to be funny, which is kind of where the divide from this trailer is coming from. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of these jokes are funny, but I think Harbour is trying a little too hard. The makeup effects can also be understandably criticized, but I mean, you look at Del Toro's movies and understand he's always had an eye for detail, and Ron Perlman as Hellboy has been known to be as close as anyone is ever getting to looking like the original source material. With that said, Harbour's makeup and look does feel a bit more edgy, if that's the right word to use, but I guess it doesn't help that his delivery feels a bit off. Here's a few examples of that from the trailer, actually.
I'm on your side!
I need some ID, love.
Some dads get their kids Legos.
Who you calling monster, pal? You look in the mirror recently? He's an asshole.
See, it ranges from a weird accent to a more cheeky impersonation of Ron Perlman's portrayal. Look, I have not read a single comic book on Hellboy, but The Golden Army is one of my favorite underrated comic book movies, and there's just so much to love about the visuals, the offbeat humor, the mythos, and action that just felt very practical and real, aside from the really shitty CGI that they really pull off sometimes on those things. Plus, I really did forget how much they were able to get away with a PG-13, especially in the original 2004 movie, with all that blood, violence, and Nazis, you know. This movie trailer really wants to flaunt the R rating like it's a godsend, and Billy Idol's version of Money Money plays in the background as hilarity ensues. So yeah, I understand the heavy criticism that Hellboy 2019 has established with this trailer, but I also think this fun look at a new Hellboy, along with introducing a brand new location, more characters from the comics, and some input from the creators of Hellboy himself, feels more refreshing than how most remakes and reboots try to pander to said fans. Who knows, maybe this will be a great Hellboy movie for fans and moviegoers. More Hellboy is better than none, I guess. The Men in Black franchise is like looking at what would happen if Ghostbusters decided to continue the same painful retread after Ghostbusters 2. I'm not talking about the gender politics and PR nightmare that is Ghostbusters 2016. I'm talking about bringing the chemistry from the 1981 version and letting it be the same movie, same plot structure, same jokes, same antagonists, but just a little bit bigger and a little bit prettier. That's what Men in Black has become, and popular culture has not only applauded the great chemistry between Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, but has made it the butt of the joke when it comes to talking about sequelitis. Sequelitis, the disease rots the follow-up film by being too safe and far too similar in terms of the basic outline of meeting the original, but never living up to the expectations, because why watch the mirror version of the same original movie that doesn't expand any ideas nor attempts to progress or please an audience, except only to replicate and further profit from its initial popularity? So that's what Men in Black has become. The sequel was probably fun for me as a kid, horrible to watch now, and even more agonizing to think about because there's so much that could be done with this concept of secret agents fighting aliens. In fact, there has been. They have shows of this, they have movies of this, and more importantly, the MIB animated TV series that came out after the original had better concepts, had better ideas, and were never applied to the sequel. Then Men in Black 3 came out. The neuralizer blasted us all, and it became the headline, Men in Black 3 is better than 2, therefore just as good as 1. And sure, 3 proved that Josh Brolin can make a good Tommy Lee Jones impersonation, and they jumped the shark with time travel, and yet the idea, the threat, the characters, the aliens, it's all just the same shit. What does Men in Black International have? 2 very overqualified actors from funnier and better movie franchises, the same recycled costume and CGI alien designs from a movie from 10 years ago, and Pitbull came back to get another song stuck in my head. The takeaway is that a movie studio that can still make money off of a dead horse will continue to do so. I mean, why do you think there's like 5 scary movies or 10 Halloween movies? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, especially if trying to go another route with it feels like too much change and too financially risky. I really wish that Jump Street and Men in Black spin-off movie was real again, because at least it would have been so stupid that it works. Plus, Miller and Lore probably would have carried the one hell of a story if they took charge. Oh, and the insert Thorhammer joke is just pandering at this point. It's like if Chris Evans was holding a shield in Gifted. Just let it run its course and let the money keep rolling, because you can still put diamonds on shit and it's still shit.